This is a radio upgrade video for a 2018 Chevrolet Silverado. First, we need to remove the factory radio, disconnect the steering wheel control harness, and take out the passenger glove box. Use a trim tool to remove the factory radio bezel. Then, unplug the two cables connected to the bezel. Use a 7mm socket wrench to remove the factory radio display. Unplug the cables connected to the climate control panel. Next, use a 7mm socket wrench to remove the factory DVD unit and unplug the cables at the back. Next, we need to remove the trim covers for the factory steering wheel wiring. Pull the steering wheel tilt lever outward to remove it, or use a tool to help detach it. Then, remove the top and bottom steering wheel column covers. Underneath the steering wheel, unplug the factory control cable and connect the adapter harness. You'll also need to open the panel below the column to make routing the wires easier. Take out the steering wheel control adapter harness from the main power bundle. Before proceeding, remove the vent panel on the left side of the climate controls. It's pretty straightforward, just unscrew the mounting screws. Route the steering wheel adapter cable from the radio cavity down into the lower steering column bay. Pass it through like this. Next, route the GPS antenna and external microphone cables. You can install them near the car's A-pillar. Run them back into the radio cavity using the same path. Make sure to leave the connector ends inside the radio cavity. The 4-pin and 6-pin USB extension cables can also be routed through this same spot. Pry off the side panel. Extend the GPS antenna and external mic cables from beneath the steering wheel up toward the A-pillar. Route the cables upward along the weather stripping on the A-pillar. Clip the external microphone onto the A-pillar and stick the GPS receiver onto the top of the dashboard. Do not hide the GPS module inside the dash, as this will degrade signal reception. Tuck away any excess cable neatly. Now, adjust the routing for the steering wheel control adapter cable. Pull it through from this spot, then plug it into the factory steering wheel control harness. Plug the other end of the adapter harness into the port underneath the steering column. To help the panels fit back together properly, snip off the existing cable zip ties and rewrap the wires. This makes it much easier to organize the adapter harness. Next, reinstall the steering column covers. Make sure to align the cover clips properly. Install the lower cover first, then the upper cover. Wiring connections. Check the vehicle specification sticker inside the passenger glove box. For vehicles with multimedia system codes IO3 and IOB, there is no HMI module behind the glove box, so you don't need to remove it. For IO4, IO5, and IO6 models, you must remove it to get the factory camera signal. Use a T15 screwdriver to remove the two bottom mounting screws on the lower glove box. Then, unscrew the two top mounting screws. Note, hold the glove box securely while removing it so it doesn't suddenly drop. There are several wiring connectors inside the glove box area. Let's identify them first. The green connector corresponds to the two USB ports at the bottom of the center console. The black connector corresponds to the two USB ports and AUX port inside the center armrest console. Next, connect the factory backup camera adapter harness. You'll need to unplug the factory camera cable first. Plug the adapter harness into the factory port. Then plug the factory camera cable into the adapter harness. Route the 4-pin and 6-pin USB cables along with the backup camera adapter cable into the radio cavity. Let's quickly go over these ports and connectors. These two cables are for the factory display screen. They won't be used, so wrap them up neatly and set them aside. Next, install the AUX cable. If your vehicle is not equipped with a Bose sound system, you don't need to connect an external AUX cable. First, let's connect cable Q. If the Q plug isn't connected, the dashboard menu will show as grayed out, and you won't have any media audio. Unplug the factory power connector and CANbus connector. Take out the main power harness and locate cables labeled C and D. Plug connector D into the vehicle's CANbus port and plug connector C into the factory CANbus cable. Locate connectors E and F. Plug connector F into the vehicle's power port and plug connector E into the factory power cable. Please note, connectors A and B on the power harness are only used for IOB models. IO3, IO4, IO5, and IO6 models do not need them. For IOB models only, plug connector A into the factory power cable and connector B into the factory CANbus cable. The yellow male RCA connector attached below connector B needs to be connected to the backup camera cable. Be careful not to mix up these two connectors or plug them in backward, as this can easily damage or burn out the device. Vehicles equipped with a Bose system do not require the external buzzer, as seatbelt and door chimes will play through the factory speakers. Non-Bose models must have the buzzer connected, otherwise, warning chimes like seatbelt and door alerts will no longer work. Next, connect the radio antenna cable. Unplug the factory antenna cable, then plug in our radio antenna adapter cable. Now, connect the OEM backup camera cable. Simply connect it to the factory backup camera cable that was routed from the passenger glove box into the radio cavity. Make sure to wrap the connection securely with electrical tape. Take out the RCA harness and locate the audio out cable's gray connectors. Connect them to the AUX cable. Wrap the connection tightly with electrical tape. For vehicles with the Bose system, you'll need to route the AUX cable from the radio cavity over to the passenger glove box. Non-Bose models can skip this step. Then, run it through the gap in the left side panel of the glove box to the AUX port in the center armrest console. Plug it into the factory AUX port. 10-inch radio installation. We need to remove the factory AC controller and transfer it to the new unit's bezel. Use a flathead screwdriver to release the clips on the back and remove the factory AC controller. Align it with the mounting holes and snap it onto the new bezel. Next, plug in all the wiring harnesses to the new unit one by one. Tighten the 4 mounting screws to secure the device. Start the vehicle, verify that all functions work properly, and reinstall all factory trim panels. .5-inch radio installation. Use a flathead screwdriver to release the clips on the back and remove the factory AC controller. Align it with the mounting holes and snap it onto the new bezel. Pass the cables through the mounting frame. Secure the device base. Next, plug in all the wiring harnesses to the new unit one by one. Align the clips on the base and push down to snap it into place. Backup camera installation. Mount the camera behind the license plate, securing it with the license plate screws. Route the remaining cable through the body grommet down to the undercarriage. Connect the camera extension cable and run it along the underside of the vehicle all the way beneath the driver's seat. Locate the access hole to pass the cable into the cabin. Coming up right under the floor mat. Then, route the cable through the dashboard cavity into the radio compartment. You can tape the extension cable to a wire pulling tool to pull it through easily. Connect the remaining wires as shown in the diagram. Troubleshooting. Issue 1. AUX option is grayed out and cannot be selected. Step 1. Check if plug Q is securely connected. Step 2. Check if the factory Bose audio connector is securely attached. Once these two locations are properly connected, the AUX option will function normally. Issue 2. AUX menu displays audio off. Unplug and reconnect both the factory camera connector and the power connector inside the passenger glove box. The AUX menu should then display normally. Issue 3. AUX menu does not display. If the AUX menu doesn't pop up on the dashboard after plugging in the AUX cable, plug the AUX box into the USB port inside the center armrest console. This will resolve the issue with the missing AUX menu. Issue 4. No audio output from the unit. Check whether the audio out cables, gray connectors, on the RCA harness are properly connected to the AUX cable. An incorrect or loose connection will cause the device to have no sound.